my channel. We're gonna talk about combining ratios. We are starting the grade 5 GCSE series from today, and we're gonna talk about a different type of combining ratio questions from today. Okay, let's get started. Given that A ratio B and 4 ratio 7 and then B ratio C and 3 ratio 2, and he said to do as like find the ratio of A ratio B ratio C. Okay, let's get apply the easy technique from there. I'm gonna do A ratio, B ratio, and then that's a C ratio. Okay, let's get the value here. What's the A value, my dear kids? Is 4. It's 4 ratio, and then B value I have 7 here, so I just write on 7 here. Okay, alright, so I have a B ratio 7, so obviously B ratio is 3. I'm gonna write on 3 because we are combining kids. So C value is gonna be 2 here, is gonna be 2. I hope you understand. Now you have to full focus on that point. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be multiply here. So first of all, I'm gonna multiply these two numbers. 4 times 3 is 12 because I'm combining the ratios. Remember that I'm gonna times these two values with each other as well. 7 times 3 is 21 because we are combining, and I will do just multiplication. And for that, I'm gonna multiply these two things. 7 times 2 is 14. That's how we combine our answer, and I don't need to simplify, is already in simplify form. Okay kids, okay, let's move to our question number 2. In question number 2 said that he also gave me the two ratios, and the two ratios here I'm gonna be write on here A ratio B and then ratio with C. Okay, so I have a ratio is 2 and I have a B ratio is 5. I have a other ratio is B ratio C is 4 ratio 3. I'm gonna write on B again here. B ratio C is almost a similar question like before. You can pause the video and you can try the first, and then let's see how I'm getting the answer for that. Same thing I do, my dear kids. I do 2 times 4 is 8, and then probably I do this to multiply 5 times 4 is 20, and the ratio, and I do this probably multiply these two things. 5 times 3 is 15. So for that type of question, probably you get the same way and you always get a good answer. Okay, all right, let's get moved to question number 3. It is a little bit different because they just changed the order now. Let me tell you, if we have an order like that, so what you do kids. Okay, so make sure you just full focus because this is a little bit different. It's not the same question like before. Now I have a ratio B is 3 ratio 8. I'm gonna write on 3 ratio, I'm gonna write on 8 here, and I have a ratio C. Repeat, this is A is repeating here, so I write on A is 5 and is C, so I write on C 7 here. I hope you understand. The A value is 5 here as well, and the A value is 3 here, so it's both. I have two values for A. Now I have to combine. Full focus. I'm gonna use a different color so you can understand what I'm gonna do. That I'm gonna multiply is two values, so I am gonna multiply this one. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, you said what I do, I'm gonna multiply these two numbers as well. 5 times 8 is 40. Remember, a lot of kids say, oh yeah, we're gonna multiply these two things, I'm gonna multiply these two things. No, I'm gonna multiply these two things because I'm combining with A everything, not B. So ratio is gonna be 21. That's my answer for that. Okay, all right, so we get this answer. Let's get move over to next question. Okay, so in that question is also similar. I have a ratio B, I have a ratio C. I'm gonna write down here A ratio B ratio C. I have a value is 4, I have a B value is 9, I have a value is 6, I have a C value is 7, so I'm gonna write on 7 here. I'm going to use a different color, so hope you understand everything, right? So 4 times 6, Should I do 4 times 6? Exactly, I do 4 times 6 is 24. Now I'm gonna multiply these two numbers. 9's time is 6. So what is a 9 times 6, kids? 54. So I write a ratio. I'm gonna be 54 ratio, and I'm gonna multiply these two things now. Remember, I'm using the same way just like I told you before, because a value is common here. I multiply with a values. I'm not gonna multiply 9 with 7. I'm gonna multiply 4 times 7. It would be 28. Okay, you said like in previous question I'm not simplify because, but this is a simplify by using any timetable. Which thing I'm gonna simplify? It's gonna be 12, it's gonna be 27, it's gonna be 14. So I just simplify a little bit more, so that's gonna be my answer now. Alright, now we have a word problem. Alan and Bala and Carla share a 124-pound. The amount of Alan and Bala get is in the ratio is 7:3. The amount of Bala and Carla get is in the ratio 5:4. How much does Alan get? Okay, so first of all, we have Alan and Bella, they get 7:3. We have Bella and Carla, they get 5:4. Okay, so I'm gonna use like a symbols for that. Alan for A, Bella for B, and Carla for C, probably. So Alan and Bella have a 7:3, so I'm gonna use right on here 7:3. Bella and Carla have 5:4, so I'm gonna write on 5 ratio and Carla with 4. So it's probably I use the same strategy like I did before. I'm gonna multimes it and I'm gonna do 7 times, because like B is same here. I multiply these two things. 7 times 5 is gonna be 35. I multiply these two numbers and I'm gonna multiply these two things. 3 5 ratio is 15. Probably I multiply with 4. What number, kids? I multiply probably 3, because 3 is common here. So 3 times 4 is 12. So I get the ratio, like combining ratio 35, 15, and 12. Okay, so mind your kids, it's a one tricky point in that he said they share totally actually 124 pounds. Because I get my simplified answer. If you add up these two things like 35 plus 15 plus 12, I'm getting is equal to 62, but they share 124 pounds. So basically what I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be find equivalent of these numbers. I'm gonna times with every number by 2. Okay, like I'm gonna double to figure out like if I can be able to get 124 pounds, because he said how much does Alan get. So I'm gonna do 5 times 2 is 70 ratio. 15 times 2 is gonna be 30, and 12 times 2 is gonna be 24. Now if I add up these ones like 70 plus 30 plus 24, let me mention it because kids become literally confused if I miss any single point. 70 plus 30 and then 24, they have equal to 124. So yeah, let's go. We get it 124 pound. That's exactly how much they share. They mentioned in the question on the top. So he said how much Alan gets. So is it basically A for Alan is mean Alan got 70 pounds out of 24 pounds, sorry. So she gets 70 pound. I hope did you get it? Okay, let's go for next question. That's gonna be last question for us for this video. So there are red sweets, we have the red sweets, we have a blue sweets, and we have a yellow sweets. Let's make a ratio credit. So I'm gonna do R for red, blue for B, and yellow is gonna be Y. So let's get ready. The ratio of a red is a little bit tricky. The ratio of a red sweets to sweets, like sweets mean total. That's what mean total. That are not red is 2:5. Okay. So it's mean, what do you mean by that? It's mean red sweet it's 2, and because he said two sweets are